If you're watching this video, then please allow me to assume that you know what imposter syndrome is, and you probably suffer from it too, and you probably hate it too. What if I told you that this voice in your head that tells you that you're not enough and that you're wasting your time or that you're never going to be good at this thing that you have set out to do, what if I told you that this thing was a good thing? What if I told you you could use it to your advantage? Okay, just stick with me here. I promise it's nothing crazy. So here's the first thing. Everybody's an imposter. Whether you're white, black, rich, poor, short, tall, whatever you are, everybody is an imposter in their own right. No matter what it is you do, you are probably just trying to fix certain things just so that you can get something done or whatever the case may be. Human beings also like titles, and so we're constantly parading ourselves with different titles handed to us by other people just so that we can be something or claim to be something just to feel better than the next person. People go to university to spend 4 years, 5 years, 6 years in school, and some people come out without learning anything. But either way, just because they came out with a certificate that they crammed questions and answers to write exams, and then just because they came out with a certificate, they're automatically regarded as professionals. Meanwhile, they probably didn't learn anything in all the years that they spent in school. But if you did computer engineering, people will still call you an engineer, even if he doesn't know how to write a line of code. While that might not be the best example, it's important to know that everybody is just an imposter in one way or the other, just trying to do these things as a form of validation or whatever the case may be. Number two is that you're doing something right. One thing about imposter syndrome that I don't really hear a lot of people talk about is how it's a signal that you're actually getting something right, you're actually doing something right. If you have ventured into something that scares you so much that you're occasionally unsure of yourself, 9 out of 10 times you have gone into something to challenge yourself or to push yourself to be better. I can attest to this one specifically because since I started making videos like this, I have also found myself suffering from imposter syndrome. And it's very easy to start condemning yourself for taking up a certain goal, taking up a certain challenge, or trying to do something without even realizing that the only reason you're feeling this way is because you have taken a few steps in the right direction to fulfilling your goal. And you're just scared of what might come next that you're not sure of. So you start having these voices in your head telling you that you're not doing enough or that you're not good enough to do these things that you're doing. So anytime those voices come at you again, just remind yourself that they are just there because you're doing something right and you're getting better at this thing that you decided to start doing. So just keep going is all I'm trying to say. The next thing is that you're going to be motivated to be better. I just mentioned that when I started making these kind of videos, I suffered from imposter syndrome a lot. And it was usually things like, who gave you the right to talk to people about personal development? Who gave you the right to talk to people about creativity? Meanwhile, you yourself are suffering from the same things. But I realized that, in all honesty, I have tried to keep my videos as honest as possible with other people and with myself. So things I'm suffering from, I'm always very honest about them and open about them, and open to the fact that I can use improvements in a lot of areas of my life when it comes to personal development and also my creativity too. Most of all is consistency, and while I'm trying to work on a proper structure to keep myself consistent with the content that I create, it doesn't mean that I'm going to stop creating this content just because I feel like I'm the worst person in the world for not creating videos every day. But the main point I'm driving to is that imposter syndrome should be your motivation to do better. For example, when I started making videos about personal development and all of that stuff, I didn't really know much about these topics. I was just working based off of experience. But I knew that if I wanted to keep making videos about these things, I needed to learn more. So I started reading. I started reading books. And I finished my first book 2 months ago, and then I started another one 1 month or 2 months later. I think I just started a new book, and this one is about productivity. The first book I read was about personal finance, and then this one is about productivity. That's what the book is, 4,000 Weeks. A very interesting book so far. It's not that long, and I am almost done with it. So because I knew that I needed to learn more and I needed to know more in order to keep making videos that were useful to people, I had to start reading books. And also in form of research and, trying to find out what other people have done. The more you do this thing, the more you're able to fight your imposter syndrome, seeing that you're increasing your knowledge for the thing that you have set out to do. In that way, you don't have to feel like an imposter every time you pick up a camera, you pick up a mic to record your podcast or whatever it is that you've decided to do. Number 4 is that it's in your hands to prove those voices wrong. First things first, imposter syndrome is just in your head. While there were people out there pointing fingers at you at the things that you're doing, remember that imposter syndrome itself is just you and your mind. So it is also in your hands to fight it and do better than whatever those voices have said in your head. You have that power. I want to remind you today that you have that power. As you're watching this video, remember that it is your choice to prove it wrong. Imagine that you listen to these voices and you stop doing these things that you said you were going to do, you already set out to do. And just because the voices in your head tell you that you're not good enough, then you stop. Then you have proven those voices right that you were not going to be able to accomplish those things. Don't create excuses for yourself and don't create excuses for the voices in your head. Tell yourself that you have the power to do these things. I know that I've said before on this channel that your willpower is not infinite. So when it comes to things that are achievable and things that you already put your mind to do, and you know that these things are achievable, you know they are achievable. So don't let the voices in your head confuse you and tell you that you're never going to be able to make it if you stay on this path. I believe in you and you should believe in yourself also. There are a couple of people that believe in you too. Making videos for this channel has been a little difficult of late because of different reasons. But there are a couple of people I know that watch these videos. They send me messages sometimes and tell me that they enjoyed this last video, they like this video, they liked this that I said, and they would like me to make videos about this and that. And these are the things that motivate me to keep making these videos. So it is my choice and your choice as well to fight the voices in your head and do better and prove them wrong. Finally, the last thing I'll say is that the best direction is to keep going forward. When I first started this channel, it went from 1 and now it's 187 subscribers, almost more than 2 years later. While this might not be the biggest deal, I have videos with thousands of views on my channel, and sometimes when I see these things, they help motivate me. But assuming that I stopped when I got scared that why am I making these videos? Who gives me the right to talk to other people about certain things, or talk to other people about gear, or talk to other people about creativity? But I kept going despite all these fears in my mind. I kept going and pushing and pushing and pushing, and then voila, 187 subscribers with thousands of views in the last 2 years. And I know that I'm not going to stop today. So like I said, the best direction to keep going in is forward, because you look back at all these times and you look at the progress, and also you see the little wins. Sometimes some of my favorite videos to watch are not even the ones that have the most views. Even the ones that have the most views are videos I don't want to go back to and watch. But usually when I go back to watch my videos and I see the things that I have created and I see the things that have come out of my mind, I'm really proud of myself. So the best direction to keep going is forward, and you keep creating against all odds, because nobody's going to be there when you're going through all the stress, but they will see what you're going to blossom into, and I can't wait to see what you will blossom into as well. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful. If you enjoyed this one and if you will relate to a lot of things I was saying, please leave a comment in the comment section below. I will be there chatting with you guys. Subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, share this video with your family, friends, and other creators, and I will catch you in the next video. Also, let me know what else you would like me to talk about on the channel. Comment section.